Berdasarkan pemantauan sehingga 16 April, sebanyak 60 kes keracunan makanan dilaporkan berlaku di
Some 50 students of SMK Sultanah Bahiyah in Alostar came down with suspected food poisoning.
Penggunaan telur yang telah luput dipercayai menjadi punca 99 individu mengalami keracunan makanan.
Hello everyone, my name is Siti Nurhanani Nordin and I would like to present to you a little bit about food poisoning. So, what is food poisoning? Food poisoning is an illness caused by eating contaminated food. In most cases, the contaminated food is caused by bacteria such as Salmonella, E. coli, or virus such as norovirus. Food poisoning is a disease that has always been heard by the community, and most of us have already experienced it. In our country, Malaysia, according to the statistic from the Statistical Research Department 2023, in 2021, there were about 6,000 food poisoning cases brought by water and foodborne illness has happened in Malaysia. According to the Food Safety News 2022, the incidence of foodborne illness in Malaysia over the period of the past 6 years is stable and controlled. It also has been reported the most frequent food poisoning incidents from 2013 until 2018 always happens in Pahang. The reason why behind all of this is that Pahang is known as the largest state in Peninsular Malaysia, which consists of 11 districts in it. So, it could be the reason why many of the cases came from the Pahang state itself. Moreover, Malaysia's extreme weather and distinctive culinary characteristics are primarily responsible for the country's high rates of food poisoning illness. The mix of various raw ingredients in traditional Malaysian cuisine and the country's hot, humid weather can enhance the risk of food contamination and deterioration, which frequently leads to a rise in the occurrence of food poisoning in Malaysia. It is important to know that food poisoning can be fatal and serious if it left untreated. There is a study concluded that less severe cases always occur in young age categories such as children, aged 5 years old and above, and at adolescents due to unhygienic practices. However, severe cases of foodborne illness commonly happen in the elderly category. Moreover, food poisoning also can be contagious and spread from one person to another if they are in contact with particular germs that linger on the surface of an object or on their hands itself, and then the germ can transfer to the mouth if the person did not practice a proper hand washing before eating. The common food poisoning sickness can last 12 to 48 hours, which is the normal period for a healthy body to get rid of the germ infection. However, this period can be longer for a person who has a weakened immune system or has other complications occur that hinder the body to recover fast. This shows that foodborne illness can be serious and can be the cause of morbidity or mortality. A patient who undergoes this food poisoning situation will undergo a variety of symptoms depending on the poison itself. It shows that the symptoms that arise for each person and their severity level are not the same because it depends on the bacteria inside the food that they consume. Other than that, it also depends on the age and the person's body health. Moreover, the most common symptoms that can occur are diarrhea, high fever, vomiting, severe dehydration, stomach ache, and nausea. For this food poisoning assignment, we have chosen Puding Kastard Berkuah as our product for the HACCP plan. As we know, Puding Kastard Berkuah is very likely to become the cause of food poisoning. Now, let's move to the HACCP plan. The first raw material or process step is water. It is a biological hazard, which is E. coli. It presents in the water sources. Yes, it is significant hazard. To prevent or to control it, it requires efficient monitoring system and cleaning procedures for water filtering. For the second raw material or process step is evaporated milk. It is biological hazard. It presents of non-pathogenic thermophilic spore-forming bacteria. Yes, it is significant hazard. To prevent or to control measure it require proper storage condition, refrigerated 4 degrees Celsius until 15 degrees Celsius, label expired date. For the third raw material or process step is receiving eggs. It has biological hazard, which is salmonella, and physical hazard for eggshell. It presents of pathogenic bacteria, eggshell, cracked or broken eggs. For salmonella, yes, it is significant hazard, while for eggshell, it is not significant hazard. For salmonella, it requires proper inspection of incoming eggs with a certified egg supplier. While for eggshell, if the eggs are spoiled, then it must be disposed. For storage of egg, it is biological hazard, which is salmonella, growth of pathogenic bacteria. Yes, it is significant hazard. To prevent or to control measure it, refrigerated storage 4 degrees Celsius until 15 degrees Celsius, label expired date. For the next raw material or process step is receiving sugar, custard powder, jelly strip or agar. It is physical hazard, which is dust air. It may form combustible dust concentration in the air. No, it is not significant to hazard. For preventive or control measures, we must ensure adequate ventilation and avoid dust formulation, and keep containers tightly closed in a dry, cool and well-ventilated place. The next raw material and process step is storage, sugar, custard powder or jelly strip. It is physical hazard, which is insects. It can be the presence of insects in open, through small holes or dirty areas. No, it is not significant hazard. To prevent or to control measure it, we must do quality assurance inspection, proper storage condition, dry clean and seal packaging of the ingredients. The last raw material or process step is mixing ingredient. It is physical hazard, which is foreign matter, plastic. It can be presence of plastic in the mixing process. No, it is not significant hazard. For preventive or control measure, a thorough inspection of the ingredients, SOP for production area to ensure no personal items.
When we mention about food poisoning, it will be related with lack of food hygiene. In Codex Alimentarius, there is a specific standard called as Codex Committee on Food Hygiene, CCFH, which adds to draft basic provisions on food hygiene applicable to all. The Committee on Food Hygiene not only prepares its own standard, but it is also reviews the standards or codes of practices that prepared by other codex committees. In our case, since pudding Kastard Berkuah use egg as main ingredient, so the extra food hygiene should be practiced because egg is the critical ingredient which can be contaminated easily if no food hygiene applied. In addition, to ensure the proliferation of bacteria can be avoided, the place of preparation should be sanitized and all the workers also required to follow general hygiene training in terms of physical hygiene, washing hands after defecation, including keeping patient from the preparation process. Since pudding Kastard Berkuah is a dairy-made product, an extra precaution should be taken. Therefore, in the Code of Federal Regulation Title 21 Part 117, FDA 2017 has outlined the sanitation requirement in FDA-inspected food handling and processing facilities. On the other hand, it is also important for each facility to check with appropriate state or local regulatory authority to make sure they are using the guideline followed their jurisdiction. As a result, we will automatically able to reduce the probability of food poisoning caused by this product. Regarding to Trade Description 1975, halal is defined as a product that does not contain any part or products from animals that Muslims are prohibited, including does not contain from animals that are slaughtered according to Islamic law. Majority of us has knew about it, but in this case, we would like to focus on terms of cleanliness, which is closely related with food poisoning if food hygiene practices neglected. Malaysian Halal Standard also covers every aspect of the food production, including its cleanliness, free from contamination, and healthy food as prescribed in Islamic law. Food Hygiene Regulation 2009 is a law that applies the concept of halal and thayyiban as prescribed by Islamic law, where including food premises used in the preparation, preservation, packaging, storage, shipment, distribution, or sales of any food, including factories, restaurant, or food truck. So, how to prevent food poisoning? Firstly, we need to make sure everything is clean. Wash your hands and workspaces before, during, and after preparing food. Germs can be survived in many places around your kitchen, including your hands, utensils, cutting board, and countertops. Next, separate raw meat, poultry, seafood, and eggs from ready-to-eat foods. Use separate cutting board and keep raw material away from other food in your shopping cart and refrigerator. Then, cook food to the right internal temperature to kill harmful bacteria. Use a food thermometer are really recommended. Nevertheless, the temperature also need to be focused, where puding Kastard Berkuah is suitable to be stored under negative 18 degrees Celsius. In a nutshell, even our country is in modern era, there are certain of food handling in our industry take for granted about food hygiene, and food poisoning commonly occurs. But the most important part is our immune system are well equipped to deal with occasional infection. However, certain infections can cause a serious side effect. If you are concerned or have any unusual symptoms, do not hesitate to meet your healthcare for testing and treatment. That's all from us. Thank you.